Hello everyone, it's Hisako. I thought I would do a quick video today where I actually wanted to talk a little bit about the process from how one starts off in getting involved in the geisha world and how they become a geisha. So we'll keep this pretty brief. It's not a huge video. I guess you could make it a longer video if you wanted, but just to kind of condense it to give you a basic idea, since a lot of people are like, how do you do that? So normally what happens is when you are accepted into an okiya or geisha house, you start off as what's called a shikomi. So a shikomi is like a trainee. They usually in the beginning just wear regular clothes. They're not doing lessons or anything like that quite yet. They usually help with chores, cleaning, helping with the other maiko and geisha in the house with things they need or getting ready, anything like that, helping to clean stuff, all of that sort of thing. It's sort of a time that teaches you about like discipline and structure, but at the same time you're also getting a chance to kind of see how this whole thing works and if it's something you want to continue with. Some people, they do Shikomi for a while and they drop out because it's like, oh, this is maybe not quite right for me. So that's part of why they start you off as a trainee, so you can kind of start dipping your toes in the water to kind of get a glimpse into what all this entails. After some time, you will be starting lessons to learn how to dance, learn how to play shamisen, tea ceremony, all these things. And during that time, Shikomi start dressing up in actual kimono. Usually I think it's like komon style kimono, so like more simple kimono, but they start dressing up every day and getting more used to kitsuke and how to properly wear kimono while they continue to work on learning dances and starting to work on becoming a maiko. Eventually, after you're done with your training as a shikomi, you would move on to becoming a maiko. And when you start as a maiko, you go through what I believe is called your misadashi, which is like your debut. And I think in the very beginning, you're considered a minarai, or it's like a freshly debuted maiko. So there's a little bit of a different look that they have compared to senior maiko. There's different looks for different stages, but they're usually pretty easy to spot. They have just the bottom lip done. They have lots of flower ornamentation with like those little falls and stuff. And that's where they start out. As they go through that journey, they become a senior maiko and their look changes a little bit more. And then with maiko, they're usually, I want to say, I think it's about 14 or 15 until they reach age 20. So during that stage, you're a maiko. Once you reach 20, you would go through what's called your erikai, which is your debut as an actual Geiko, which is what my look is actually modeled after. And obviously it's a very different look. And once you have graduated onto that and you become a, what they call full-fledged Geiko, the training, the learning doesn't stop. You are now an actual Geiko, but you still continue to have to practice with shamisen, tea ceremony, dance lessons, conversation, games, all these different things that you have to learn. That training never stops. They continue to do that for the rest of their careers at Geiko because there's always stuff to practice and there's always stuff to learn. And one of the things I really like about the Geiko stage and just geisha in general is there is actually no age limit to being a Geiko. You can retire whenever you want. Some Geiko will continue to be Geiko until maybe I want to say mid-20s or even 30s. A lot of them end up retiring eventually because they want to go and start a family or have a career change or anything like that, which is fine. Life takes us on so many different paths. So if the geisha life isn't for you anymore, you can transition on to something else. But a big part of it is a lot of them want to either change careers or start a family. But there are geisha that do continue to practice well into their older years. There have been geisha that are in their 80s and 90s. There is no age limit. You can do it for as long as you want to do it. But again, that training and that practice and that learning, that continues throughout the rest of your career. So it's a never-ending journey. And I have a lot of respect for geisha that continue to do it for the rest of their lives because that's dedication to your art. As much as I love henshin, I don't think I'll be doing it into my 80s. I think eventually one day I will move on from it. I'm currently 36 years old, so almost to my 40s, but I'll still do it into my 40s. But I think by the time, I don't know, I hit my like 50s or 60s, maybe not. We'll see. You never know where life's going to take you. But yeah, that's a little bit about how one starts off in the Shikomi position and moves on to eventually becoming a Geiko. So I hope that kind of gives you a little more information. But if you have any questions or comments, please be sure to leave them in the section below. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care and have a wonderful day. Arigatou gozaimasu.